Welcome back to Investing Talk podcast. Today we're focusing on Toppoint Holdings. You shared quite a bit about this company, and our goal is to really get to the heart of what you need to know without getting too bogged down in unnecessary details.
hmm We've got information here covering, when they first went public, what their business is all about, how their stock has been doing recently, and even some of the technical patterns in its trading. It's a pretty comprehensive look.
Right. Your aim, as we understand it, is to get a solid grasp of this quickly and, find those moments where things click without feeling overwhelmed by too much info. So let's jump right in. Toppoint Holdings had its initial public offering, when was that? January 23rd, 2025.
That's it. They raised $10 million by selling 2.5 million shares at $4 each.
Okay, now, while an IPO is a big step for a company, it's also just the beginning, isn't it? The market's really just starting to figure out what it thinks the company is worth.
Exactly. That $4 IPO price was essentially the starting point, and what we've seen since then is the market actively trying to establish its own valuation for Toppoint as a publicly traded entity. It takes time.
So what exactly does Toppoint do? They're in truckload services and logistics, but their main focus seems to be the recycling export supply chain right here in the U.S.
That's the niche. They move things like food waste, wastepaper, scrap metal. They handle the containers, too, including refrigerated and even hazmat cargo sometimes.
And they work with the big waste management players, like waste management itself.
Yes, and a lot of recycling centers, over 280, it looks like.
Wow. So think of them as a crucial transportation link, basically getting recyclable stuff from collection points to where it gets exported.
That specialization in the recycling export chain is, well, it's key. It suggests they've probably developed specific knowledge and connections in this particular part of logistics. That could give them an edge.
Could, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, this is where things get kind of interesting. Toppoint has been actively growing. They're upgrading their trucks for better efficiency, which should save them money in the long run, you'd think.
Lower operating costs.
And they've also made new partnership deals. We see waste management mentioned again, and a freight broker in New Jersey. These are expected to bring in more revenue.
Right. Seems like positive strategic moves.
But despite all this seemingly good news on the business front, the stock price has had a rough ride. It hit a high of $4.50 back in January 2025, but has since dropped quite a bit.
Yeah, significantly. As of, late March 2025, it was down at $1.37 thing.
It did have a recent small increase that day, but overall it's way down. It makes you wonder why this gap between their business moves and the market's reaction.
Well, it's not uncommon, especially for smaller, newly public companies. The market's assessment involves more than just the company's operational progress. Things like overall investor sentiment towards new listings, maybe a reassessment of their long-term potential after the initial IPO excitement wears off. Those can play a big role.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's look at some of the numbers then. For the year ending September 30th, 2024, so pre-IPO mostly, Toppoint reported $15.87 million in revenue and a net income of $0.30 million.
So profitable, but not hugely so on that revenue base.
Right. And one thing that really caught my eye is their size. Only 3 employees were reported. How might a team that small handle the day-to-day operations and, the potential for growth in a logistics business seems small?
That is a really important question. I mean, while a very lean structure can sometimes be efficient, having only 3 employees in a business that involves physical transportation and complex logistics, it does raise concerns.
About what specifically?
Well, about their capacity, how much they might be relying on outsourcing or contractors, and their ability to scale up quickly if they do experience significant growth from those partnerships. It's a potential bottleneck.
And being a microcap stock also means they're inherently going to experience more price swings, right? And less trading activity, maybe.
Absolutely. A higher volatility and less liquidity are pretty much hallmarks of the microcap space. Investors need to be aware of that.
Okay. When we consider who they're competing against, we're talking about some major players, companies like J.B. Hunt Transport Services and Landstar System. These are absolute giants.
Huge companies with vast resources and networks.
So Toppoint's focus on the recycling export chain could be a real strength, a specific area where they can build expertise. But it makes you think, how sustainable is that niche?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? How well can this focused approach hold up against these much larger, more diverse competitors who could potentially decide to muscle into this specific niche if they saw a big enough opportunity?
Right. If the recycling export market gets really hot, what stops a J.B. Hunt from dedicating more resources there?
Exactly. Toppoint will need to really solidify its relationships and maintain some kind of edge, maybe cost, maybe service quality within that niche to stay competitive long term.
Okay, let's switch gears and look at what the technical charts are telling us. It looks like the stock is in what's called a bearish trend. It's trading below both its 50-day and 200-day moving averages.
Yeah, those are common indicators.
Yeah.
Think of the 200-day moving average as like the stock's long-term trend line. Being below it often suggests downward pressure.
And the relative strength index, or RSI, it isn't saying it's totally oversold yet, but it's leaning bearish.
Leaning that way, yes. Not extreme, but not bullish either.
And their beta is 3.93. Beta measures how much a stock tends to move compared to the overall market, a beta of almost 4.
That's high, right?
Very high. It means this stock tends to make much bigger swings, both up and down, than the overall market average. So yeah, expect volatility, significantly more than the market.
That volatility is definitely something to keep in mind, especially if you're aiming not to feel overwhelmed by potential swings. Definitely. The technical picture seems to reflect the price decline we've discussed since the IPO. The bearish signals suggest that, at least in the short to medium term, the market isn't showing a lot of upward momentum right now. And that high beta really underscores the risk level.
So putting it all together, the overall recommendation based on the information we have is to hold.
I'll hold.
Yeah, which suggests a kind of cautious stance, right? Recognizing the potential in their niche and the recent business developments, but also acknowledging the real risks, the size, the stock performance, the competition.
That hold recommendation seems pretty appropriate given everything. There are promising aspects to Toppoint's business and their recent moves, definitely. But the financials, the stock's actual performance so far, and the heavy competition, they warrant a careful wait-and-see approach.
It suggests investors should probably keep a close eye on their progress, maybe look for signs they're successfully scaling or improving profitability before getting more bullish.
I'd agree with that. Execution is key now.
So when we look at Toppoint Holdings, we see this company focused on a specific part of the logistics industry, recycling exports, with some recent growth efforts and new partnerships. Good stuff.
Fact.
But we also see a really volatile stock price since the IPO, a very small reported team size, and some, frankly, bearish signals in the technical analysis. What really stands out to you most from this overview? Does that specialization intrigue you more than the stock's recent struggles? Or is the high volatility the main thing you're noticing?
What's notable is that contrast, isn't it? You have a
Yeah.
seemingly targeted business plan and a potentially expanding sector, recycling and its export are likely growing areas. But then you have the very real challenges that come with being a small, newly public company trying to execute in the broader market. The volatility certainly jumps out as highlighting the level of risk involved for any investor right now.
This kind of leads to an important question for your own investing journey, How do you balance those positive developments within a company like the new partnerships, the fleet upgrades against the broader market forces, the sentiment, the technical indicators when you're evaluating a potential investment? It really is a constant balancing act, isn't it?
It absolutely is. That's where understanding both the fundamentals of the business itself and how the market is currently valuing it becomes so critical. You can't really rely on just one piece of information. Neither tells the whole story on its own. You need both perspectives.
Well put. Thanks for letting us take this focused look into Toppoint Holdings for you today. We hope this has given you some clarity and maybe some valuable insights into what's happening with this company.
Hope it was helpful.
And hey, if you listening found this helpful, please do subscribe, like the video, maybe leave us a comment. We're always looking for new topics and companies to explore.